I'm with Silverflame and today I'm in my bathtub. But we're not doing a bath video today because those are getting dumb. Well, so is this video, but who cares? Surgical scrub. Okay. Although I do have a few questions I need to ask. And these are some very important questions that I really want to know the answers to. What if chicken nuggets grew on trees? I guess then chicken nuggets from McDonald's would be a lot cheaper. Although, how would you wash them to make sure there was no, like, tiny little bugs on them or whatever? Speaking of chicken nuggets, you know how people say they're unhealthy? Well, what if things are only unhealthy because we think they're unhealthy? Like, what if everything has no real nutritional value to it, but we just think that, you know, cake is unhealthy and salads are healthy, when really, they're pretty much just the same thing. Speaking of being the same, what if everybody looks the same, but people just see each other's faces differently? Like, what if I see somebody and think, oh, she's cute, and somebody else sees somebody and says, oh, she's hot, and somebody else sees somebody and they're like, oh, she ugly. I mean, it's possible. That'd explain a lot, actually. Speaking of explaining things, remember how the Greeks used to explain, like, storms and all that stuff with mythical gods and stuff? Well, what if the gods they saw were actually angels that came to Earth? Like, what if Zeus was actually just an angel that came to Earth and the Greeks just thought he was a god because they didn't know any better? Because of all and that angel had certain powers to control storms or control fire and all that. And speaking of powers, what if every human is born with superpowers but they just doesn't know how to control them? Like, what if every human is born with the power to fly, or superhuman strength, or telekinesis, or telepathy, but we just don't know how to use those powers yet? Speaking of things that are supposedly made up, what if all monsters are real, and the person that made them up just saw this monster, but nobody believed him? Like, what if somebody actually saw a skinwalker, but nobody believed him? Or what if somebody actually saw a cryptid, but nobody believed him? So he just said it was fictional. Speaking of things that are fictional, what if aliens are real, but we just think that they are just strange species of animals? Like that fish with a big old light on his head. What if he's an alien, but we just think it's some weird species of animal? I mean, it's possible. Speaking of animals, what if dogs hear us bark, but they hear each other speak English? Like, what if when I tell my dog to sit, it hears woof woof, but when a dog goes woof woof to my dog, it hears, hey buddy, what's up? Who knows? It could be like that. Also, I know I said something related to this in my last video, about my last what if video, but what if I'm like super friggin' hot, but every girl I meet is just too nervous to talk to me about that? Huh. There's a few people that would agree with that, but oh well. Speaking of how I look, what if somebody out there has my name and my face? Like my full name. My real name is Braden. And I got it right here to prove it. But what if somebody out there has the same name and the same face as me? Well, that would explain a lot. If you check the comments on this video, you'll know what I'm talking about. What if all these fairy tales really happened? like centuries ago, and now they've just been reworked in some way to where we just think they're stories. Like, what if Cinderella was real, but it's just been reworked so much that now it's just some magical fairy tale? Like, what if there really was a wicked stepmother? I don't even know if wicked stepmother is in Cinderella, but what if in Cinderella, back when it really happened, instead of it getting turned into a pumpkin, what if they just had a huge pumpkin and they built a carriage out of the pumpkin, or they built a carriage out of pumpkins? That's a good idea. It's a good thing I'm not Mr. Beast, or Morgs would steal that. What if I was eating cheeseburgers right now? What if I was the heir to PewDiePie? And what if I was the heir to PewDiePie? What if one of these days I became the next PewDiePie? I highly doubt that, but who knows? It's possible. Well, we all know who my version of Marcy would be. Hey, they did me while he was doing YouTube, and, well, she's not living in Italy, though, so she lives about 30 minutes away from me. But oh well. Speaking of celebrities, what if Eminem has a Google alert set for his name, and anytime I've ever mentioned him in a video, he's gotten alerted about it, he's watched the video. That would be cool, honestly. Although, I'm pretty sure he would have said something eventually about me. What if the rapper Token is actually Tupac reincarnated, and that's why he's so good at rap? Well, I mean, that wouldn't surprise me, to be honest. But we're not going to talk about that for now. What if Earth is just a dome-shaped building on a much bigger planet? Like, what if there's like some huge planet that's massive, but just a barren wasteland, and there's this dome set up, and that's where Earth is. That's what we perceive as Earth. That's where all of us are staying. Well, I guess the flat earthers would be right about one thing, but oh well. Speaking of Earth, what if aliens see Earth and are too scared to visit because of all the memes we make about aliens? Well, there's one time some memes have messed us up. What if nothing is real and we're all hallucinating because oxygen is actually hallucinogen? Like when we breathe, we're seeing stuff like, this isn't really sitting right here, or this isn't really right here, or my phone's not sitting right here, or I'm not really sitting in a bathtub right now. I'm just walking around outside my yard. But it's because of the oxygen that now I think I'm sitting in a bathtub. I think this is sitting right here, my phone's right here, and I've got brown hair, but oh well. What if Eminem is the literal god of hip-hop, and he came to Earth from another dimension? Another dimension, you galaxy, intergalactic planetary. That was Beastie Boys, but oh well. And that's why he's so good at rap. Because he's the literal god of rap. And he tried to tell us with Rap God, but everybody just thought it was a song. When really he was telling us, hey, I'm actually the god of rap from another dimension. That's also why he doesn't age. And why he's like, oh, he's like 47 years old and he still looks hot. I got him right here. What if this video got a whole bunch of likes and then you subscribe to my channel? Oh, that'd work out good for both of us because you'd laugh your butt off every day and I'd have another subscriber. So why don't you go ahead and do that? And Addict, why don't you go ahead and kick that shit?